Jen, you have a question for Bobby?
I do. I have two questions. The Rams are really good at scoring points on the opening drive. In fact, they're one of the best teams in the NFL. Does that become a bigger point of emphasis this week, especially considering that there's been some slow starts where it just doesn't feel like the energy is what it could be for this team?
It's definitely something that you think about. You don't want them to come out and score their first drive, get the confidence going. I think they do a good job of, in their first drive, they come out with the tempo, try to catch the defense slipping. So it's something that we definitely got to be conscious of, and something that we have to think about when we're preparing.
Is that energy thing, is that fans not in the stands? Are we just getting to that point in the season where it's hard to manufacture it?
No, I think it's just us being pros and have to come out with the energy. We've been playing 9 games now without fans, so nobody's using that as an excuse. So we not.
Corbin?
Hey, Bobby, Sean McVay is notorious for running a lot of plays and concepts out of only a handful of formations with certain personnel groupings. How much does that complicate things when you're trying to game plan for a team that does so many things out of formations that look the same?
I think the system's definitely complicated, but I think it's something that tests your eye discipline. If your eye discipline is right, you should be fine. I think that's the biggest thing. They're going to have fly motion. They're going to have guys motioning after the play, pullers, things of that nature. But if you get a good grasp of what the concept is trying to be, then you should be get to the ball.
Joe Fan?
Bobby, how do you feel like you guys have done making in-game adjustments this year?
Um, I feel like we've done a good job in some points, and some points we need to do better. But I'm confident in our guys. I'm confident in the coaches that we're going to get stuff done.
What is the key to making adjustments on the fly? I think it's really easy to say, like, all this team and making the halftime adjustments. It's an easy talking point, but what goes into that process?
I think it's just recognizing how they're playing you, and I think it's just changing to something that everybody feels, confident and comfortable in. You don't want to change it to something that you never practiced or anything like that. You don't want to panic. So I think a lot of it is just play recognition, understanding what defense you can get into stopping the play.
Curtis?
Bobby, I know it was a rough performance last week, but how encouraging is the pass rush aspect of it when you come out of the game with 7 sacks and some more pressures? How real, for less of a direct term, do you feel that was and can build upon?
It was definitely encouraging. You saw guys beat one-on-ones, guys make plays, make tackles, things of that nature. So it's definitely something that you want to build off on. Obviously, they passed the ball a lot, so it provided a little bit more opportunities for us to rush the quarterback. But I think, as we get everybody playing more and more together, I think the chemistry will be there, and we'll be able to continue that.
Art?
Bobby, you guys have had a lot of injuries in the secondary, and as a leader of the defense, how much different and how much more difficult is this year than previous years in terms of getting everybody in the right spot and taking the right responsibilities?
I don't think it's any more difficult than any other years. We've had years where the front was a little banged up and the linebackers were banged up, so the DBs are banged up. But I think Quandre does a really good job helping me out, getting everybody lined up. So I definitely appreciate him.
Steve Weish?
Hey, Bobby, to get back to the pressure, I'm sure you guys watched some of the tape that the Rams played against the Bills. They forced a lot of takeaways by getting into Goff's face early on. I mean, from your previous games with them, have you noticed anything if you get in his face or pressure on him early that he's just not the same guy?
I think that's with any quarterback. If you get in any quarterback's face and don't let him have the time to see his routes, allow him to recognize plays, things of that nature, get his feet set, you can really throw him off. So, they do a really good job of countering that with the boots that they run, the stretch boots that they run, different plays to kind of get him out of the pocket, get him moving, because he does a really good job of finding the open receiver when he's on the move. So, they do a good job of, if we are blitzing and getting getting to them, that's when they get their boots and different play actions to kind of counter what we're doing.
And also, Bobby, they're using a variety of running backs now. In previous years, Todd Gurley was kind of the focus. Have you seen any change on film in their run game, what they're trying to do?
Nah, they still come downhill. Obviously, Ty was a great player, still is a great player. But all their running backs run hard, and they kind of have a style with them. But at the end of the day, they still want to. They're going to stretch you, get you out on the perimeter, cut back, and they're going to, they're not running out of bounds. They're going to deliver a blow. So it's a physical running style, which I feel like they've always been that way.
Thank you.
Michael Sean.
Hey, Bobby, what was your reaction to finding out Russell was opening a high school here in Seattle?
I can't say I was surprised because he's done so many amazing things. He's helped his community in so many different ways. So just another way that he's found to help a community. Just thinking about how cool is that, to open up a school and provide kids with an opportunity that might not have an opportunity. So it just goes to the type of person he is, the character he has, and how even though he's performing really, really well on the field, off the field is really important to him. Something that you admire as a teammate.
Thanks.
Jackie.
Hey, Bobby. You guys have seen Jared Goff since he's been in the since his rookie season. So how have you seen him develop, and is he doing anything different this year? Now going into year 5.
I think as each year progresses, I think the understanding of the offense and the confidence has grown. I definitely feel like that's the biggest thing. His confidence and him getting the ball out of his hands, making the right reads, getting the ball to his playmakers. He does a really good job at that. So. It's something that I feel like he's gotten better at every single year, and he's continued doing that.
Greg Bell.
Hello, sir. We're not in the locker room anymore to take the temperature of it. What was it after the Buffalo game? Were you guys frustrated? Were you ticked off? Where are you guys even now still about defensively?
Especially for myself, it's frustrating because you kind of felt like you were. Moving in the right direction, and then kind of have a setback. But you allow the frustration to happen, and then you try to figure out ways to get better. You know what I mean? That's really how you have to do it. We don't have time to sit here and think about the past. We got to get right, and we got to do better. And we got to figure out ways to get off the field, ways to make the plays that I know we're capable of making. And so that's kind of where the focus goes. You understand you didn't play as well as you wanted to play, and you have to move on and get better. We have a lot of the season still left and a lot of time to change it. And I'm confident in the guys in the locker room, and I'm confident in his coaches, and I feel like it's going to get done.
Are you guys, you think, as a unit, used to playing with Jamal Adams and what he does best? Or is that still a little bit new to you because of the timing miss?
Obviously, we only played, I think, about 4 games with him, so you're still getting used to him. But, he's a very smart player, very savvy player, a guy that, when he came in, he adjusted to our system very, very well. So I don't believe it's that.
Adam Jude.
Bobby, what do you see as your role in holding teammates accountable for mistakes versus trying to be positive and encouraging with them? What's that balance from someone in your position?
You find a way to do both. I mean, you have to call out the things that are happening. You have to, you can't let the little things slide, and so you have to call them out. But at the same time, you have to, give guys encouragement and understand that it's part of the process. We've had moments. On our great defenses in the past, in 2012, 13, 14, whatever you want to call it, we've had moments where, we weren't playing as well as we wanted to play. We had moments where we weren't doing the things that we, practice or we were supposed to, execute. And, understanding it's all part of the process. Sometimes it takes longer than it needs to, but, when you put the focus on what you need to do and you add discipline and consistency to it, good things happen. And so, you try to find a balance between, letting guys know and, encourage them that you believe, because I think that's the biggest thing, too. A lot of young guys need to know that you believe in them.
Last one for Bobby. Bob Condota.
Yeah, Bobby, you mentioned last week maybe feeling like the San Francisco game, you really felt like it took a step forward, and last week maybe was a little bit of a setback. Was that kind of surprising to you, or pretty disappointing the way that kind of went out, or how do you look at that?
It was definitely disappointing. You definitely wanted to kind of feed off and grow off that momentum that you had the last game, and it didn't work out the way that you planned it. And so you have to go back to the drawing board and have to figure it out. And that's what we have to do. We have, we're sitting at 6-2 with 8 games left or however many games left. We can really do some great things. We have time to do some great things. We just have to put our mind on it, focus on it, and get it done. And I'm confident in our guys. I'm confident in the coaches, and I believe it's going to get done.
Thank you, Bobby.
All right, take these guys.